Welcome to the video lecture series of electronic devices. Today's topic is transistor as an amplifier. You have already studied transistor. What is transistor? A transistor is a single crystal of silicon or germanium, and it may be of two types, NPN and PNP. It has three regions known as emitter, base and collector. So in today's video I am going to discuss one of its major application. See, just to remind you, in case of transistor, it consists of two PN junction, and here the junctions are formed by sandwiching either P or N type of semiconductor layer between a pair of opposite types. At the same time, you have studied three different configurations for the transistor: common base configuration, common collector configuration, common emitter configuration. So to understand how transistor works as an amplifier, let us consider common base configuration. So to begin with, first you must remember and you must note it down that transistor raises the strength of a weak signal. It means it acts as an amplifier. So if there is a requirement to strengthen weak signal or to increase the signal strength, transistor can be used. So first let us draw the common base configuration. It means base terminal is made common with the emitter and collector. See, this is the NPN transistor, N transistor. P layer is sandwiched between two N layers. Left hand terminal is the emitter terminal. Center one is the base here and the right one is the collector. If applied input here is, let us say this is V in. At the same time, you know that for transistor to work in active region, you need to connect the batteries accordingly. So let us connect the emitter base junction. This emitter base junction must be like forward bias. So N must be connected with the negative terminal of the battery and P with the positive. This is nothing but VEE. At the same time, this collector base junction must be reverse bias. It means collector terminal, which is made from N type of semiconductor, it must be connected with positive terminal of the battery. This is how. This is VCC, and let us connect a load resistance denoted by RL, and across this load resistance we are going to calculate the output voltage. So this is the way you can draw the circuit. The voltage between emitter base terminal, you can show like the voltage between emitter base terminal, this is nothing but VEB. The voltage between collector base terminal, this is represented as VCB. IE is the emitter current, IC is the collector current, IB is the base current. See, now you have to understand this. Emitter base junction must be forward biased, and here input resistance is very low. Input resistance is of the order of 40 ohm, while collector base junction is reverse bias. You are taking the output across the collector base junction and output resistance is high. It is of the order of 500 kilo ohm over here. So you must note down both of these points. Let us consider an AC signal source which is being shown as V in, and this AC signal source is connected in the input circuit and load RL is connected in the output circuit. Let us take the value of RL as 5 kilo ohm, because you need to calculate it some mathematical value, so it's better to assume some particular value. See, an output voltage VO is calculated, is going to be obtained across this load resistance. Now what will happen when the input AC signal, which is represented by V in, so when this input AC signal V in is superimposed on this VEE, which is the DC voltage, now the emitter base voltage varies with time, and because of this ammeter current IE also varies. So you must remember that collector current, which is the function of the ammeter current, so accordingly similar variations can be observed in the collector current. You know IE, this is nothing but the sum of collector current plus base current. At the same time, you know this value of IB is very less in comparison to IC. So we can ignore it, and accordingly you can write down IE is nothing but this is equal to IC. And now let us calculate this particular value. See, now you know that input resistance is very low, it is of the order of the 40 ohm, and output is very high, it is of the order of 500 kilo ohm. So now let us take the RMS value. If the RMS value of this input V in, let us assume its value is 20 millivolt. If this is 20 millivolt applied input and input resistance you know, so you can calculate the ammeter current, which is the input current over here. So this is nothing but V in upon Ri. V in is what? 20 millivolt. Ri is 40 ohm. So this IE is 0.5 milliampere. And since you are saying IE is equal to IC, so it means you can say this is approximately equal to IC also. Now you are taking the output voltage VO across this load resistance, which is RL, and the current passing through this load resistance is IC. So what is output voltage? If you are going to calculate VO, this is nothing but IC into RL. What is the value of IC? This is 0.5 milliampere, means 10 raised to the power 3. The value of load resistance we have taken as 5 kilo ohm. So this is 5 into 10 raised to the power 3. So this value of V0, what you are getting? This value is nothing but 2.5 volt. So this is how you have calculated the output voltage. Input voltage you know, output you have calculated. It means now you can calculate the voltage gain or voltage amplification of the amplifier. If we calculate voltage gain, so how to calculate it? It is the ratio of output voltage upon input voltage. You know that the gain is what? Output upon input. Voltage gain is also known as a voltage amplification of the amplifier. Here you have calculated VO. What is VO substituted? This is nothing but 2.5 volt. V in is being given, which is 20 millivolt. It means 20 into 10 raised to the power minus 3. So what is the value of gain? The value of gain you are getting as 125. It means from here you can observe you have calculated A or voltage gain, which is 125. It means input signal strength, input which was 20 millivolt, it has been amplified up to 125 times, and output you are getting 2.5 volt. This is how you can explain the transistor can work as an amplifier. So you must remember that bipolar transistor is commonly used as a constant current source. You must remember this point as well. See, here in this particular case, common base configuration is being taken. You can take any of the configuration, common collector, common ammeter, and accordingly you can show it, how it can be used as an amplifier. Topic for the next video lecture is current gain of a transistor. Thank you so much for watching this video.